videos, cooking videos, music videos, whatever, weird ass shit. But if I see anybody, other people, like, that shit doesn't pop up my live streams. I don't go out of my way to look at the shit. I don't want to deal with the shit. I just, maybe before I go to bed, like, gotta scroll, and look at like an art video or, like I said, an animal video. So a lot of these people that you mentioned or other people in my chat has been mentioning, like, these names, I only know them because people's been telling me about them. I don't really know their history or what they really, obviously I know about All For One. I'm from a Mexican homie. I'm all for, like people like that. But like that other people, the other Jarrell, whatever you guys said, I don't know that person from a can of bean. I don't really know what she does because why do I not? Because it has nothing to do with me. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And
ouch.
Just know that he's one of the worst of the worst.
Oh, well, I don't really try to judge people. I have my own skeletons,
Okay.
and I'm not God. It's not for me to judge people.
So no matter what I'm trying to bring it back around to is that no matter what we said to here tonight, it's not going to be hard hitting enough at you, digging hard enough at you for them. Okay. I'm always going to have somebody come at me and say, well, Fallon, you should have said this and you should have said that. And you should have told her about herself, because I am that blunt. And I just don't see any benefit at coming at you like a lion because you are deflecting or you're not going to take responsibility for this, or that's not my place to do that. So I'm going to get hate for it because that's just the nature of the being on a public app.
But I feel like people need to take their own words. Thank you so much for the rose. Like, people need to take their own advice, though, and like tell me that I need to take. Exactly, Lewis. People need to take accountability for their own actions.
Right. When I came up in the box, I wanted you to know that one of the reasons, the common denominator for a lot of the hate that you're getting was one point in this whole wheel thing. Mm-hmm. And the other part to it is I am not so sure now, even that Good Vibes didn't take a box, that's not the one doing it all. No. I'm very concerned with, a lot of the things that I've seen that I have not released. And anyone can go and look at my page and see the level of detail of receipts that are on my page and know that I've got things on Good Vibes.
You're not the only one that said that. I'm starting to realize that I think there might be, like, I'm pretty sure we all have, especially us women have, thank you for the heart, me, a tendency to have that inner tuition. It's just something that most women have. It's just something we're born with. And something has been eating me so badly alive that there's a few people that like just is not sitting right with me, that I feel like I've noticed 1 minute they're in here and then poof, they're gone. And it's almost like maybe they have a second phone, and that I feel like it's just, there's more to the story, and that I'm realizing, quit being rude, let me talk. Like, I feel like maybe it's people that I feel that I can trust, or like my real top supporters, and then I maybe confide in, and the whole time they're like low-key undercover using me for information or whatever. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Like, just something has been nagging at me for the longest time, and when I had this feeling before about somebody, it turned out that I didn't listen to myself, that I felt my own ass over, and then all of a sudden they revealed themselves and the truth came out about it. But it's like, it's interesting when you have multiple people saying the same thing about someone. It's like, thank you so much for the gift, Bob. Like, it's like that saying my grandpa used to say, if it walks like a duck and it talks like a duck, what do you think it is? Or if it looks like a horse and it's, moves like a horse, what do you think it's a cow? It probably is a horse. Does that make sense? So it's like, in my turn, I'm almost like 40 years old, and I've been around the block a few times, and very rarely do people that don't even really associate with, like, people from, obviously from two sides of stick talk, or multiple people telling me that this one or two names keeps popping the fuck up. And it's like, I noticed what she's doing too. Like, she sent the money for the pizza. She's been liking videos that, are like awareness videos or something. And then when I ask you about it, oh, girl, it ain't even all like that. That's not me. That's this and that. But then it's like, what's really going on? Because I have opened up and told her, like, hey, this is going on or this is going on. But it's like, what's really fucking going on with all this shit? Like, it's just like more and more people are telling me that Good Vibes is not who she says she is. And it's like, how hard is it just to say your piece like everybody else has? Why can't you come in the box like everybody else and you have something to not hide than to say it? Why run? You know what I mean?
That's right, Kim.
I did want to say one last thing before I drop, respectfully.
Yes.
Do you remember when TikTok started and it was actually fun?
No.
And I just want to ask the chat, do you feel down in the chat that at one point in time TikTok was actually fun? I watched people that did skits, music, the whole 9 yards. I watch kitty cat videos now just to turn around and get out of the whole nightmare that TikTok has become. And that's the thing. When people come on to TikTok, they expect interaction, to have fun, to turn around. Who wants to sit and watch Austin Tamargo try to get back on here? And
oh God, please don't get me started on that. I'm well familiar with that person. The person that jerked the chicken on live, that was wow. I know about that fellow.
I mean, the guy that got $80,000 in 1 year, tax free.
I don't know that much, but I know about the situation of him, making chicken, we'll call it,
Yep, that's a good
foul.
way to put it.
That
That's
was
good.
foul.
But-
That was disturbing.
Right. That's not fun.
No, not at all. Not at all.
What I like to come
No.
on and just watch fun videos, ones that make me laugh, ones that are endearing and things like that. That's how I look at it. And guess
Right.
what? It's no more like that. It's
And,
turned to garbage.
Right. And like I have been like, I've noticed that a lot of people like when I do like my crazy weird, I don't even know what the hell I be doing. Like the other day I had Mr. Mitz, my oven mitt, doing funny stuff with him. Or I do show the catalog because he, I said, oh my God, stop, Bruno. He has this little head like this, like I'm giving him a headache. Like when I show my, Bruno doing crazy stuff where I, doing my dancing or we do singing and stuff like that. Like I was thought about, I'm like, hey, maybe let's do, like, people love my cooking lives. I noticed like a lot of my videos went viral for my cooking lives. And I was like, okay, maybe like, I'm realizing what people's been telling me that maybe instead of always having my Cash App up, just take it out and let's do it, a different way. And then just, if I need stuff, then just, maybe just keep promoting other content of like cooking, dancing, give people reason to come in here and gift me, and that if they don't want to gift, then don't. And then I will have a way to have my deodorant or buy things that I need than versus doing it the other way. Does that make sense here?
Yeah, and here's another good question, and I'm just going to throw this out, and I'm probably going to get a lot of negativity in the chat, but what about the TikTok shop?
I have TikTok up, but nobody shops with it.
That was a fair question, honest question.
It's up on both of my pages, but nobody orders anything from it.
Well, look into my links in the link tree. They're anonymous to use. I don't know who goes in there. I don't monetize off of it because I don't want the money. I don't need the money. I don't care about the money. I don't care about anything but trying to help somebody.
Guys, please stop body shaming me in here. It doesn't matter if I stand or I sit or if I'm rolled in a pretzel cooking. What does it matter how I clean or cook? Like, just stop, guys. Just stop.
And please look at the links for the jobs from home.
I will do
You'll find
that.
something and keep it to yourself. Keep that private.
Okay.
So, all right, I'm going to drop. You take care. Everybody in the chat, have a good night.
All right. Thank you for coming in. All right. I was just waiting for the boxes to open up, guys. Everybody just please wait your turn. So just give me a second here. I'm opening up some boxes.
Hey, Kim, right before I drop down, I wanted to let you know, I'm hoping that we can touch base with some of these flip-flop enablers that, why I call them enablers. I would call them supporters if they're supporters, and I call them flip-flop enablers if they're talking shit about you, and I've seen it.
Right. And like I just would like to like be ads from today forward. Like when I get off this live tonight, I will go in both my pages. I'll remove my Amazon wish list. I will remove all my cash apps. I'll switch it over when you come in. It says what am I about me. I will switch the intro. Can please just give me another chance of like just let's start off the new year on a different note and just I know what I'm gonna keep being screen recorded. I'm gonna have the haters, but just I'm starting to see things that I really didn't see before, and it's making sense. And just I would like to be on this app for the good and stuff. And I feel like I have potential on the app, and just what I'm trying to say.
That makes
Like
me
just
feel good that you said that. That's actually that's
like
a
I
really
mean
good.
I am on this healing journey. A lot of y'all know like a certain person is coming, getting out soon, whatever, and no, we are not together and whatever, but that's another issue. I have my own skeletons, a lot of skeletons that I have not brought up about on this app that is nobody's business. I'm dealing with.
That's not that's not our business. I just came
Right,
up.
yeah, I'm dealing with my own healing journey, mind, body, soul, everything. I really am, and it's obvious that I'm not all there. I have a lot of developmental things. If you guys cannot tell, I'm learning to,
That's
you
why
know,
I came up here, though, Kim. I came
I'm,
up here to explain to you. Like, I go to school to be a paralegal, to handle criminal defense cases. And
yeah.
me personally, I don't want to see you get in any trouble for what you're doing. But if you don't claim that money or file a 1099 to SSI, you're going to end up losing your money altogether. It's going to cost you more in the end for what you're doing.
I already have all that taken care of with what that ends. So I don't want to speak about what I have with my social security.
No. I don't want you to talk. I don't want you to talk about it. I just want to explain to you those things. Or when you ask for something, if somebody does, if you say, "Hey, I want a pizza," you know what I mean, and tomorrow you may be on here asking for something. Don't get that pizza. Just save it. It would be what I would say. My thing is the fraud, like that to me would be what I see. And then I'm concerned, for your health. You've said you had multiple health issues. You've said it many times, and then I'm just concerned that you're not as concerned as some of us are concerned about some of these people enabling what they're doing. And it's kind of a manipulation tactic on you.
I am in a way, like, when you say that, like, I am a little concerned about the fact of, like, for example, the pizza. Did I need the pizza? Did I want the pizza? Fuck no. But then it's like, a lot of people know I have a severe eating disorder. I'm an emotional eater. Yesterday was very stressful for me. And did I end up really eating the pizza? Fuck no. Like, you know what I'm trying to say?
Depression comes in many forms.
And like, I felt like,
you have
like,
everything to the food. You do. And, I understand that. My auntie, my favorite auntie, she had the same one. Who's there to save you if something does happen? And some of these people are just doing it to see it happen to you. You have to realize at a certain point, like, hey, is this coming from a good intention? Just the same way with Lisa, because I've heard you mention that. Some of those people give to her to watch her unalive herself. And
I know. They're what they call feeders to me.
Same, exactly. And so, you should be, it's got to be a bigger picture at this point. Like asking people for unnecessary things is not going to be the way to go. If you don't need it, part of adulting, because sometimes I want some things that I can't have, but you can't have them, so you got to prioritize at this point. If you say that at first of the year, it's going to be a new you, because I've watched you for quite some time. I've wanted to talk to you, but you're defensive sometimes, so it makes it hard.
Yeah, and that's just who I am. Like, I have obviously, a lot of stuff that is that people don't really take the time to understand me. This is me. I know why I am the way that I am. I have a lot of mental health stuff, a lot of things that, get me to be the way that I am, the defensive. I'm learning to be more aware to try to that people that don't really know Kim, like I know Kim, of like they call it defensiveness. I don't know how to, define the reason why I am doing it. Or does that make sense of like, but
it does. And
I'm trying to do it deliberately, like, like people say it's reflecting or whatever. It's like, no, I'm wrong for saying how I feel.
sometimes it is deflecting. Deflecting is not taking accountability for certain things. Like some of the things I'm not even going to hash up all of the things that, I've seen that's contradicted some of the things you've said. Like I said, my concern was what you're doing for the state. Like it's a fraud, and you cannot do that. Like if you want to be an influencer, if you weren't collecting the money, your rent would go back down in HUD. They would lower your rent. So
No different than working. So it's like, this is my income.
right. So if you want to do this, then give up the check and just do this full time, and then nobody could say anything to you.
Right. I understand that. I got my information like figured out. Like I know, what is going on behind, the scenes of stuff. And I got all that taken care of. So.
Okay, well, I just wanted, because people were saying theft by deception. And like I said, technically, if you go by the things that you said you were buying, then it's not theft by deception, but it is fraud. If you collect SSI, you can only make a certain amount of money over that. And if you're collecting money on the back end from these people, via Cash App or even gifts, and you're not claiming that, you can end up losing your check and even owing the government back money.
Right.
So, actions do speak louder than words. And with that, I'm going to drop. I appreciate you allowing me up.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Kim, I want to appreciate you for allowing me to have a box. I want to appreciate you for listening to me in the chat. Just know that it is not just me about the person closest to you that is drawing a lot of anger in people that I'm not so sure is not the one that's doing it to you. The amount of toxicity coming from Good Vibes and that person being everywhere is something you need to do, to look at, to protect yourself. I think that you opened your eyes tonight to see the large amount of manipulation coming from her. And I think that you are going to see it more now, but